David here again with Electric Blue Aquariums. I recently got a request to take this Fluval 204 apart. Since I was doing water changes, I figured I could do a clean out and kind of take it apart and kind of go over how I got it to work again. I have just the pump here, just the canister pump. My hoses are still hooked up to my tank. But I'm just going to go over the part that was broken in mine and how I took it apart and how I replaced that part. Most of the replacement parts you can get on Amazon. So I'm just going to go over. So here is the top where the pump is located. So just take that piece off. I can link all these pieces in the description. And then the motor comes out. Definitely want to check that. Make sure that you can clean that motor off. Make sure there's no gunk on there. Then you're going to need a needle nose pliers. There is a piece attached to this right here. It's yellow. It's right there. You want to grab that with the needle nose and you can pull it all the way out. Now, this was the piece that was broken on mine. Somewhere on the shaft it was cracked. When I started taking it apart, the whole piece fell out. So I'm assuming that's why mine didn't work. So I ordered this, replaced it, put everything back together, and it worked. So this is definitely one of the first things that I would check. Grab a towel here. Kind of clean everything off. You definitely want to be careful with this. I believe this is ceramic, so it's not the strongest item, and it's very easy to break. Clean that off. Clean this off. Any debris or anything in the motor is definitely gonna cause problems for you. Mine was really gummed up the first time I took it apart. And then if there is anything in there, you can use like a Q-tip or something to clean that out. Obviously mine's fairly clean, so there's just a little bit of water in there. So once that's all cleaned up, then you can just go ahead and put it back together. So this piece just slides right in there like that. You'll see the grooves, they fit perfectly. Then you're just gonna want to take the motor, slide it nice and easy. Now there's a magnet, so it might snap right into place. And then I can't remember what this is called, but this just clips right over it. And there you go. That's the pump. Next, I'll just go over what's inside mine. I believe I did previously, but so first you got the 4 sponge filters. It comes in here and goes through here, so you can obviously see these are much dirtier than these. The first time I cleaned this out after about a month of use, I only cleaned these filters out. I didn't even clean these, so these filters have been in there for 2 months. They're a little darker on the other side. But you can see obviously which way the water flows. Definitely flows through here, up and over, down through these. Then I have my canisters. This one always gets full. It's full of floss. It is the floss by the Fluval makes it. So I'm not really happy. This floss tends to break down. It's very like fluffy when you first get it. When you put it in here, it definitely breaks down. So then once it goes in through these, it actually goes up through these trays. So this tray was actually the last tray it was in. That's why the bottom of this was so dirty. It's actually flowing up through this and out. So I have my Fluval pre-filter here. It still doesn't even really look that dirty. I don't really know how well it works. If I were to bet on anything, I'm gonna bet that the sponge and these bio rings are what give me most of my filtration for the good bacteria. They say that these are supposed to collect debris, so I do have them in the first filter, but I really don't see a lot of debris on these, so I'm just gonna drop that dirty water. I'll slide these back in. I'll slide these back in. And I'll slide this tray back in. Now I'm gonna have to get some filter floss. I have some different stuff that I'm gonna use instead of this because this does gum up very fast. And then I'm gonna rinse these, just the two sponges that I did before. I think I'm gonna rotate them, so then next time I'll clean out the sponges that have been in there for a while. I do like to clean out sponges and just really clean them out. I know you're getting rid of the good bacteria, that's why I don't do them all at once. So for like this whole filter, I would just do 2 sponges. I would just clean them out really good, you know, kind of give area for new good bacteria to grow. So I will do that, and then I will go back to putting this back together. Okay, so I have the filters rinsed out. I swapped them, so these ones still have not been cleaned. They do still have the good bacteria in them with all the other items, all the other bio rings and everything. Last time when I was trying new floss for this, I tried one of these. They are actually donated to me by my buddy Josh. He got the wrong size, so he couldn't use these, so he gave them to me. So one of the items that came in there was a kind of a finer, coarse sponge, these blue filters. So what I'm gonna do is I cut it down so it fits right in there, and then I do have bio rings underneath it, so I'm gonna try that one and see if that one works, because everything I seem to put in there just, it catches a lot, but it definitely breaks down fairly easily. So then the next step is put this top on, make sure these are placed in there. These go around like this, slide that in there. So the next step is you can fill this if you want. I've tried both ways. Both ways are kind of a pain, but when you attach the connection here and you open it, it should actually start a siphon, and then it should fill this. So I'll open it, start a siphon, fill it, and then plug it in and turn it on, which usually seems to do the job. So the cord's gonna go right here where that little cutout is. I'll push it back together and we'll see if everything works now. Okay, so once you've pushed this in, I do have water in this tube. This is the suction tube. This is the discharge tube. So there is water in the suction tube. So once I have it pushed back in and then I press this down, that locks it in place. What you're gonna want to do is when you open this valve, it's gonna start releasing all the water in from the tank, and it should start a siphon and fill this. So once I open that, it's sucking water. I can hear it filling it. Then I plug it in, and I'm flowing water. So if you fill this, you'll have less that it has to actually siphon out, but it does kind of take more water than you would assume. I can show you my tank. This was full. It actually took about, I don't know, 1/4 inch down from the 75. But it is flowing, so I'm just gonna top it off and call it a day. If you like these videos, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you have any suggestions for any other videos in the future, please put that down in the comment section and I'll try to see what I can do. So thank you and goodbye.